I have a video prepared here. You guys have no idea what we're about to get into. It is a video that takes place in a college. Okay? And I'm not the one to watch these types of videos, but this video gets to the heart of something that I've been playing with a little bit in my head, in the dark corner of my mind, with my back turned to the audience and to the people in my life. Been playing with a thought. I've been noticing things. I've been noticing a pattern. And Aaron's going to help me break this down. Now, I want to say that this video was sent, because this is probably going to get clipped. This video was sent to me by a new friend of mine, a guy I really, really love a lot. I think he's very smart and very funny. His name is Logo Daedalus. You should follow him on X. Love this guy. He sent that to me, so I'm giving him the credit here. I asked him to come on and talk about it, but scheduling is tough with him. He also has 2 little kids. I got 2 little kids. I get it. Eventually, we're going to do something together. He's having me read Pierre by Melville right now. Interestingly enough, Aaron sent me for my birthday a new copy of Moby Dick I hadn't read, and I'm like on chapter... I just read chapters 27 through 35. I read all the stuff with Stubb and the dream and Ahab throwing his pipe in the water and the cetology. It's so good. It's so good. So I paused Pierre and I've been reading Moby Dick once again. It's just incredible. But anyway, that's just an aside. I'm calling Aaron now. Hey, what's up, bud?
Hey, what you doing, man?
Hey, you're live.
Okay.
You're live. You're live on the air. So here's the thing. I don't think you're going to be able to hear my computer, but you've already watched this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and play it. Maybe I can bring it up on another device or something. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Here we go. I'm playing it now.
So he would defecate in the theater because no one's going to tell me where I can and can't defecate. He would masturbate in the public market, which the whole public sex thing that's pushed by anarchism goes all the way back to that as well. And he would violate all social norms. And so here's the problem, is that, or one of the problems, is again, this sort of black and white thinking where just because there are some social norms that are oppressive, therefore all social norms must be destroyed. And that leads anarchism to some atrocity-inducing madness. For example, there is a long correlation between anarchism and pedophilia.
Okay, so he has laid the groundwork now. That there's a connection.
A man.
That there is a connection between anarchism and pedophilia.
Wow, that's an amazing statement right there, man.
So that there are some, if you have obstinate defiant disorder, oppositional defiant disorder, ODD, you go, I want to break every social norm that there is. And so he is saying that, like, look, Diogenes was probably masturbating in front of children. Let's also not forget that.
Holy,
well, that's what he says, because he says Diogenes would go in the marketplace, he'd be like, I should be allowed to masturbate here. This is an oppressive norm of society that I should not be able to freely masturbate in front of anyone I please.
So, by the way, do you know what? Did we talk about this? Do you know what Diogenes told the authorities when they got on to him about doing that?
About jacking off?
Yeah.
No.
He said, I wish that I could satisfy my hunger by rubbing my belly too. So like I can satisfy this urge by stroking it. If I could satisfy my hunger by rubbing my belly, that's what I would do as well. So.
I've always found Diogenes inspiring, especially as a young man. But now I'm starting to wonder if he was just some sort of hermetic pervert who used his wit to, live like some insane animal. And he would he would gaslight people into being like, well, if you're uncomfortable with me jacking off, it's because actually you're a slave to the government. You're actually a slave, and that's why you hate that I'm jacking off and taking a shit on your
He was
doorstep.
basically Joey LaFleur, right? He was like, so basically, this kicks ass. I'm kind of mixing up John and Joey
Yeah,
now.
you do both of them. That's fine though.
No.
Okay, so this is the groundwork he lays, and I didn't realize that apparently he's like in an auditorium of queer folk.
Like, was he teaching is this a class he's teaching?
Dude, I don't know. But
I want to know the context for this. Seriously.
They're about to get really mad as soon as he says that there's a link between and all he's about to do, I'm prefacing this. All he's going to do now is quote the major queer theorists that everybody in the room loves and adores. So here we go. Without further ado, Derek Jensen.
For pedophilia. The anarchism and pedophilia and support for pedophilia.
Something relevant.
Oh, wait. That's a beautiful line. Thank you so much for asking. How about something relevant? I've been talking about rape culture all day, and pedophilia and the support of pedophilia is not rape culture.
He's a rape victim.
And I stand with him to anybody that's against him because I'm a rape victim by another rape man. Okay? So just because I'm big and just because he's big doesn't make us rapists.
So this happens periodically throughout the video. People start yelling that they were raped or that they're trans. And he kind of just sits back. He doesn't engage them at all. He just goes back to his text and kind of tunes them out. And they're kind of mad because they're like, why aren't you engaging with us? And he's like, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm laying like out my theory right now, and you're yelling at me that you were raped. The college environment, like modern academia, Aaron, is like the gulag. It's so sick.
You're telling me.
Dude. Have you seen, as a college professor, have you witnessed stuff like this firsthand?
Not. Okay. I've seen clips like the one you're playing. I've seen other people, like other clips of students just losing their minds. I haven't seen like that. I haven't seen students be confrontational. Maybe it's because like this is the South and people are a little more kind of mannerly or whatever. But what students will end up doing is they definitely get offended along similar lines, and they will go and like lodge complaints, right? So
you mean after hours?
Yeah. After the class is over, like they wouldn't confront you directly, but like after the class let out, they would be in your like chair's office or whatever. So definitely there's been a lot of that over the past 10, 15 years.
But you've never been confronted with something and say, I think you said like, because you'll teach, you might teach like Sutri or something like that in your class, and people get mad that like a character's named the N-word or something like that.
Well, yeah, I was teaching Sutri a couple of years ago, right? And an African-American student said, well, what's the deal with this book? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, isn't this racist? I was like, I don't think it is. And he said, there's a character named the N-word. And I was like, okay, well that's true, but I don't think that McCarthy is like, I don't think he's doing that to be like provocative. I think like he's writing about a pre-civil rights Knoxville, and like I think he knew people like that. You know what I mean? I don't think he's trying to be like controversial with that.
I think Cormac growing up pre-civil rights, at one point he was like toying with like phrenology and stuff, but that must have been his early 20s. And there's no record of that going forward. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So, okay, the bigger question, like, have I seen this kind of stuff firsthand? No, I've never seen students be that disrespectful. I'm like, they're freaking out.
I know.
Like, I'm not saying that he's right or whatever, but like, they're like, yelling, "I've been raped." I've never seen students act. I haven't. I've never seen that firsthand. But like, dude, it's shifted again, right? So the stuff that would get you fired 5 years ago, doesn't exist anymore. It's crazy, like the vibe shift or whatever. Anyway.
Okay, I'm assuming that everybody in this classroom is now like a college professor or something. You know,
I mean, I think they're working at a coffee shop. I think they're a barista.
You're probably right. God bless them.
Hey,
they're giving
absolutely.
out. They're at Jace's coffee shop, you know, with a jar of rape whistles. They're handing those out. You know, Jace sent me the picture. By the way, it's a real thing. The coffee shops Jace go to in San Diego, it's super liberal in that neighborhood. And he walks in, there's a jar and it says free rape whistles, as if they're an Andes mint or a toothpick that you could just take. Anyway, crazy.
That's insane. But like, I mean, obviously, whatever would prevent a woman from getting raped, I'm for it. But it seems weird to have them in like, take a rape whistle, leave a rape whistle kind of jar. Like it makes it seem like trivial. You know what I mean? It's like there's something kind of trivial about it. Trivializing by doing that. I don't know.
If I was that scared of being raped, I would just carry a gun.
100%.
I wouldn't be carrying no damn whistle.
Yeah, the whistle is an interesting thing, right? That's an interesting thing, as opposed to like a pocket knife or, I don't know, man. Wild.
Oh, after this, we're gonna look at some shotguns on the internet, by the way, if you have time. But anyway, let's continue this clip.
Survivors, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
He has to clap. And someone says I was raped, and he has to clap. He goes, "Yes, you were raped. Very good." And then the clapping, and so it's you know he still is like, he's not being rude, he's not being dismissive. Here we go. I think he's gonna quote like Foucault or something like that.
Okay, so actually, it seems you're acting like this is a spurious connection. So we're going to play Jeopardy. We're going to play queer theory. We're going to play queer theory pedophilia Jeopardy. Okay, answer. Commonly called the godfather of queer theory.
Who is Foucault?
Who is Foucault?
I got it.
Okay, 100 points. Foucault. Another way to ask this is, who argued? No, I guess the answer would be argued for the eradication of age of consent laws, as in down to infants.
Who is Foucault?
Thank you.
Okay, next one.
Okay, Aaron, you're the academic in the room. Is that true?
Golly. Okay, that very well might be true. I don't know if that's legit or not. Like, I'm not saying it isn't. I just don't know. But like,
no one in the room
knows,
disagreed.
No, everyone knows that Foucault was a scumbag. Like, after he had been mapped with HIV, like he had HIV, right? He went like and did all this like group sex stuff, which, and this was in the 80s. Like, if you do that now, like the state of California considers that attempted murder.
Oh, well, yeah, he did. He signed petitions to the French Parliament calling for the decriminalization of all consensual sexual relations between adults and minors under the age of 15. Wow.
Oh my God. Dude, okay, why does the left embrace him?
I don't know. It says he
like,
argued that minors are capable of meaningful consent and that criminalizing these relations served to police personal liberties rather than genuinely protect children.
That's insane. That's totally insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy. Oh, golly.
Yeah, because they, I mean, I know a lot of people that love him.
I never got it, man. Like, I've read a couple of his books. I like a book by him called Discipline and Punish. It's about like the birth of the prison. And like, there's some interesting stuff in there. I mean, he's actually readable as opposed to like the other postmodernists, post-structuralists. Like, you can actually sit down and read a Foucault book. Like, you know, they make sense, even though like every now and then you'll put down what you read and been like, what? But I haven't read the infant stuff, but
some people in the chat are
insane.
talking about Ginsburg being in NAMBLA, and
yes,
I believe he brings up, which I knew, I've talked about that on the podcast before.
Right.
He brings this. So here we go. Let's continue here.
The author of the founding document of queer theory.
Who is Gail Rubin?
Who is Gail Rubin?
I don't know who that is.
What percentage? No, the answer is 50%. Question is?
The amount in that article that was a defense of pedophilia, specifically, quote, boy lovers, so men who fuck boys.
Oh. And since you're not believing me, quote, this is in the founding document of queer theory. Like communists and homosexuals in the 1950s, boy lovers are so stigmatized that it is difficult to find defenders of their civil liberties, let alone for their erotic orientation. That's in the founding document of queer theory. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm using facts. A thousand apologies. One must never let facts in the way.
So he's quoting from the Bible of queer theory. I'm not familiar with the text. I don't know.
I'm not either.
I don't know who Dunn is, Gabriel Dunn or whatever, but nobody's disagreeing in the room with anything he's saying. They're just getting mad that he's saying.
Okay, like I really want to know what this is. Like if this is a class, if this is a lecture, if this is a like whatever, because it sounds like he's got kind of like a cheering section, right? Because there are some people applauding for him and laughing, and then there are other people screaming.
So the bio, the description says, Derek Jensen's controversial talk at the Eugene Public Library in Oregon in 2018.
Oh my gosh!
And this is 2018.
Yeah, it's right in the thick of everything. Wow.
So I guess they knew he was doing some sort of controversial talk, and maybe he was even provoked even to speak on this. I don't know.
But hold on.
The comments are turned off.
Yeah, I noticed that because when you sent me that video, I went right to the comments. I was like, I want to see what this is. Okay. So, this makes more sense that it was at a public library, except for why would you show up to an event where you knew the speaker was going to be saying things that you totally disagreed with, right? Or you found offensive, and then start yelling, "I was raped." Why would you go to a library event? Like if they were raped, I hate that's horrible, right? But why would you go to that event where this guy? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wild.
I don't know. It's almost like it would be part of like a humiliation ritual if you were trying to humiliate these people. You would make them attend this and shout that they were raped in front of a room of strangers.
It's a pretty intimate thing to divulge about. I mean, if people have been assaulted, they should tell whoever. But that's a very private thing about you. You know?
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Okay, here we go. Let's continue here. Let's continue.
Yeah, and she also compared, by the way, she compared pedophilia to a preference for spicy food. The thing is, I have never heard of anyone who has to have years of therapy because they ate hot and sour soup. Okay, so up to 200. Now it is pedophilia and queer theory for 300. That would be author of Macho Sluts. Author of Macho Sluts and Public Sex. Pat Califia.
Derek Jensen is an eco-fascist.
Wait. What was it somebody said? Stay relevant.
How can you not be everybody on a social justice platform if you're spooky, if you are denying, you want to talk about trying to uplift women because of the rape culture, but you're not going to uplift every single fucking woman, then no, you're exclusionary, you're not a fucking revolutionary, and it's bullshit.
Okay, let's talk about Pat Califia.
Why don't you respond? Because I can't respond. Fucking transphobe.
It's so weird because this is the point in the video they start just calling him a transphobe, and every point they make has the word fucking in every other word. It's like Reddit theology, where you're like, why can't you just fucking let people fucking?
Yeah.
You always have to put the fucking before it as if it makes it some sort of substantial
I love you're not a fucking revolutionary. Like, did he say he was a revolutionary? Like,
he's also not talking about trans people. He's not.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the weird thing. He's talking
That's
about
the weirdest
pedophilia and
thing.
anarchism and queer
Right.
theory. All of a sudden, they start talking about trans people.
That's an interesting point. I didn't even think about that. You're totally right.
If anything, so far, he's just talked about gay guys.
I guess so, right? Foucault. Yeah.
He's just talked about
Interesting.
homosexuality so far. He's talked about gay men who have fought for the rights to be minor attracted people.
Well, that's got to be a minority position among gay men, I would have to think. Good grief, man.
And they go right to you hate trans people. Very strange.
It's very odd. All right. Yeah, what's next? What does he get into?
Here's something from one of
Here we go.
Pat Calippia's books. You know, it's really interesting. It's really interesting that when I actually start talking about the relationship between queer theory and anarchism and pedophilia, that it becomes, they really want to shut me up now. Okay, so here's Pat Calippia. Pat Calippia. Oh, wait, just a second. I was accused of homophobia because I'm against pedophilia.
Yes. Right.
Who is it who actually makes the connections between that? Shoes we're looking for. Okay, here's something by Pat Calippia. Pat Calippia has written, any child old enough to decide whether or not she or he wants to eat spinach, play with trucks, or wear shoes is old enough to decide whether or not she wants to run around naked in the sun, masturbate, sit in someone's lap, or engage in sexual activity, by which she does not mean play doctor, she means with adults. And she's very clear about that because she also says that pedophiles should be more and not less invested in children's lives. Okay, so we're at 300. 400 is the most famous queer theorist of today. Answer. No, it is not Judith Butler. It's who is Judith Butler? Okay, Judith Butler is the most famous queer theorist of the day. And I have a serious question for everybody who's hating me in a moment. Except I have to spell intergeneration correctly. Up. Okay.
We see you, all of you supporters here, who do not care about trans people's lives. Every person here supporting their that you don't.
Okay. Here's a great quote from Judith Butler.
Then it's the fucking truth. Are you supporting them?
Okay. So Judith Butler wrote, so I keep adding this qualification. When incest is a violation, suggesting I think there may be occasions in which it's not. Why would I talk that way? Well, I do think that there are probably forms of incest that are not necessarily traumatic, and which gain their traumatic character by virtue of the consciousness of social stain that they produce. Yeah, that's Judith Butler. That's one of the queer heroes. Okay, now we have for 500 we have the last one in the queer theory and pedophilia. The answer is queer theorist who has spoken out strongly against pedophilia.
Zero.
Who is no one? Not a single one. Because the entire thing is based on transgressing. Yeah, I know. Dear fucking God.
Women don't need men to explain rape culture to us. Queer folks don't need somebody to explain queer culture to us. We already fucking know our own trans.
Okay. The question is. Okay. The question is. Okay, so we have like 2 minutes left, and.
Yeah, there's a logical fallacies and hide behind rhetoric.
What is he here for?
Do you believe that all queers are pedophiles?
Oh, of course not. What I'm saying is that queer theory promotes pedophilia. Queer theory itself. And I gave citations from actual queer theorists. Or we could talk about Allen Ginsberg. He has some dreadful lines about how children would get used to our lovemaking if only the adults would stay out of it.
Oh my gosh.
Hakim Bey, for God's sake. So my point is, this is not. Queer theory, I think, is really hard. And thank you for asking respectfully. You were the one who asked, right? Yes, I think queer theory is a really harmful philosophy. And I want to be really clear that, yeah, it has nothing to do with homosexuality. And it emerged in the 1980s really as a response to a lot of, especially lesbian feminist ideas. And it also emerged through postmodernism, which we can talk about or not if you want. But the point is that I think that it is a mistake to, some of the strongest opponents of queer theory are lesbians. And there are also not as many, but there are a large number of gay men who are very strongly opposed to queer theory.
On that, any...
Okay, so I'm pausing it here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The way that Zionism is harmful toward Jewish people, he is arguing that queer theory harms gay people and that these two things are separate in his mind. And he even says that there are many lesbians that are against this philosophy of queer theory. He says not that many gay men are outspoken against it, interestingly enough. So I don't know what that means.
I've heard Andrew Sullivan. He's a prominent gay writer, and I think you probably know him. Like he's pretty. He's spoken out about queer theory, I feel like.
So this is something, though, that I don't think anybody in the room is on board with, though. Because they say that to be gay, you have to be in this cult. And you have to accept our theory. And he's saying that these two are completely exclusive to one another. They have
Wouldn't you
it seems that
resent
he's
that,
like,
though?
it almost has nothing to do with being gay, actually. It has everything to do with being a pedophile. Sorry, what'd you say, Aaron?
No, it has everything to do with being a theorist, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you resent that if you were gay and people were like, no, you can't be gay that way. You got to be gay this way.
Yeah, I'd feel
like-
really alone and angry, and I'd have a lot of self-hatred over being homosexual.
Yeah, I just would like. I can remember going to church, right? You and I are both Christians, and we both had difficult times in the churches we grew up in. And I can remember feeling really alienated from the way they talked about Jesus or talked about the Gospels. And I was like, this is the only way, like your way is the only way to approach this. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, that's probably one of the big reasons I left. Because there's so much dissonance where you go, well, damn, I read these parables and then I see you guys and what you're talking about and how you live your life. And, I don't feel a lot of love in these walls. I don't feel a lot of love when I'm here. Do
you think it's just ideologues, like in any kind of like community or discipline or whatever it is, church? Like you just have these like really extreme ideologues who want to control how you think.
Yeah, as if, well, I mean, I mean, who can just be like a lone wolf out there, though, right? This is something.
Right.
This is something we were talking about. This is one of the lessons Melville's probably trying to teach us in Moby Dick is what happens to a man when he is isolated from everybody.
Right.
What happens to a man when he's injured and he doesn't seek help? What happens? They tend to go insane and become very self-destructive, and they develop an irrational fixation with something that is going to kill them. And the world can't make sense to them unless they fuck that thing up or unless they fuck themselves up. That seems to be one of the big messages of that book, right? And it is the great American novel. So
Absolutely.
So this seems to be tugging at the heart of Western man, right?
Yeah. Faulkner said this incredible thing about Thomas Sutton from Absalom.
Yeah.
He said that Sutton thinks he's strong enough that he doesn't have to join the human race. And for that, the gods punish him.
They punish him.
And I think Ahab thinks he's strong enough to not to have to join the human race.
Yeah. Yeah. And look at how many lives they affect in a horrific, tragic way.
Right.
I mean,
right.
that echoes, that sin echoes into eternity and creates a haunted house for your future family, I guess.
Golly, it's really true.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's continue with this because this is almost like people sometimes wonder why I'm, I don't know, I guess a little bitter sometimes or like a little scared or apprehensive and like I lived in the east side of LA doing comedy when these people were the loudest voice. And I got some scars. I got written up on Facebook for being racist and homophobic and I mean a lot of things. People like hanging like essentially like a digital wanted poster of like this man wanted, homophobic, racist. And I was just telling jokes. And obviously I had, gay friend. And obviously I'm not homophobic. I mean, considering the people I went to, go on to work with and become
100%.
best friends with and love dearly. And I mean, it's like it's like insane. You could make.
I've actually never heard you say anything homophobic.
I think queer theory is rooted in pedophilia, though, and it's a crazy statement. It's a crazy statement.
Yeah.
But when he starts, but then he quotes all the queer theorists. He quotes them, and I'm like, damn.
The ones he quotes, like the quotes that he pulls out, are horrible. Man, that's horrible shit. Good grief.
And I've privately heard stuff from the LGBTQ community where I go, huh, and I give it a second look and I go, what was that? I go, huh.
Interesting.
I didn't know, starting to notice a pattern here with the private belief system. But, and then you see like movies like Call Me By Your Name and you go, huh, I think I'm starting to notice a pattern of some sort.
I feel like Tucker Carlson, like when he has someone on who says some wild shit, and then Tucker will just be like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that Israel did the COVID pandemic. That's so fascinating. That's so fascinating. Interesting. I never heard that.
He just has on a completely insane man."
Yeah, just ranting and raving, just full Alex Jones, and Tucker's like, huh, that's so fascinating.
Yeah, sitting across from like the hermit from Blood Meridian, who's eating like a human leg. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue with Derek Jensen here. This is it's about to get even more insane somehow. Here we go.
30. So if we have cut off your time. No platform for hate. No platform for hate. No platform for hate. No platform for hate.
Wait. No, I want to hear. Excuse me, person on the right? Person on the right? I mean, you were polite. I want to hear your question.
Hush.
I honestly want to hear your question.
Okay, so I'm asking for a place of myself.
Okay.
You say that there is a basis that in queer theory that put into actuality has a linkage with pedophilia and supporting that in its roots. And I would say, there's obviously some level of truth in what anyone says. I would say that whether it's hyperbole or not, that's not my question. What it's on is that you can find that in any community, like you said previously, and that by any community, there is some basis in reality, because that's what you look at. You're not looking at what's on paper, you're looking at what's on the actual basis. So would you say that within DRG itself, or sorry, DGR itself, would you say that it contains its own members or its own so-called doctrines that can be labeled as some form of pedophilia or misogyny or whatever you want to label it as to prove that that community itself therein is just as bad as you claim queer theory is?
Thank you for the question. And there will be individuals in any organization who are shits.
Like you?
In contrast to your comrades, or they might not be your comrades, I just want to thank you again for your courtesy.
Dude, I'm having flashbacks right now. When he used the word comrades, I was like, oh god. I forgot about the point of personal privilege, like raising your hand. Like,
oh my gosh.
I haven't heard the word comrades actually in like a couple years. Haven't heard it in a while.
You don't need to hear it a whole lot.
And look, I'm not a big fan of the manosphere stuff, but like I hear that word comrade, and I'm like, whew, man, those were some rough years. That was tough.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I don't like it. Also seems like really like a big performance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we're comrades. It's like, okay, or are we playing another game here? We're gonna LARP as like revolutionary Marxists now.
Well, it's like you can call like if you're in the French Resistance or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like if Beckett's like putting down his pen and pad to go fight, yeah, then he's got comrades all of a sudden.
He's got comrades, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in the literal Russian Revolution, the Bolshevik Revolution, where people are dying, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you got comrades.
Yeah, those people are.
Yeah,
you got comrades.
Yeah, yeah. If you're in the White Army or the Red Army, yeah, you got comrades.
Exactly. You have comrades.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like everyone just wants to like everyone wants to LARP as, whatever it is, like whatever extreme thing that you actually don't care enough about to get up off your couch and go participate in. And you're just like, no, I'm a comrade. I'm a this, I'm that.
Dude, we're bred for war, though. We're bred for it, dude.
We are. Of course we are.
There's a great line in the Cytology chapter in Moby Dick I just read where he goes, there's the killer. He goes, there's the killer whale. He goes, and he said something like, I think he's talking about an orca whale, and he calls it a killer whale, and he says, fuck, I wish hold on, let me get the line. Let me get the line because it's so good. I don't want to paraphrase Melville.
Yeah, dude.
I wish I had brought it actually because I wanted to show it off, but I was carrying too many drinks to my car, so I didn't grab the book. It's the line about Bonapartes and killer whales in Moby Dick. Yeah, I don't know if. Oh yeah, here we go. Exception might be taken to the name bestowed upon this whale on the ground of its indistinctness, for we are all killers, on land and on sea, Bonaparte and sharks included. It's a great line.
That is good. That guy rules.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, I don't know how he does it. Every time I reread it, I'm like, how are you doing this? I mean, he gives us scenes where, people aren't changing, nothing of significant happens, there's no new relationship being formed, and yet I'm like, all right, I'm here. Yeah, how did they build the ship? Yeah, how did they do it? Yeah, when was that? Man. When was the Greenland shark first discovered? Actually,
guy was on fire. Like there was just this period where he was just on fire, man. He was kind of in a manic episode too.
Oh yeah.
Well,
he was a real monster. Real monster.
Yeah. Amazing.
Described by his wife's family as the monster. Not a good sign.
Not a good sign.
If only, I wonder how he felt when his son took his own life. And it had to have been because Herman was just so nuts. Poor guy. Yeah,
Do you think it was
I don't know,
sobering for him?
His son just wanted to be a soldier and would play army all the time. And when he was, I mean, at the very beginning, the first paragraph you get in Moby Dick is he goes, "I set about to see the watery part of the world. It's my substitute for pistol and ball." And he has his son, who's a teenager, and all he wants to do is go to war and go fight. And he's playing army man. And I guess there's no. Was this the antebellum South? Was this, or not the South? This was Pittsfield, Massachusetts, in like the mid 1960s, right?
1860s.
When he would have taken his own life, I guess, because he published his Moby Dick in what, 1854?
50 or 51, I think.
Okay, so yeah, his son probably took his own life before the Civil War, I guess.
Golly, man. That's horrible.
Herman Melville's son might have had friends he called comrades. Interestingly enough.
He definitely had friends.
How old was Herman Melville's son when he took his own life?
Yeah.
How old was... I believe he was like 21. Son.
Oh, my gosh.
He just went upstairs and shot himself. I don't even know how common suicide was then, too. Herman must have been a real monster. Real miserable guy, not happy at all. Oh, he was 18, and he did it in 1867, so this was post-war. He did it on 9/11, actually, September 11th, 1867.
Whoa, that's crazy. Crazy.
It says, the death certificate says a pistol shot wound in his right temporal region. So, yeah, that's...
a gun to his head.
Yeah. Oh, he did it in... Did he do it in San Francisco? I didn't know that. That doesn't make sense. Whatever. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. But yeah, he was 18.
Man, that's really young, dude.
I guess a lot of psychologists are saying online that he had a bipolar. Herman Melville did.
I've seen that. That would make sense, right? It would account for the mania. It would account for the way Ishmael talks. He sort of talks like a manic depressive.
Yeah, very. I know. So, I mean, yeah. The book itself is bipolar, but
it is.
Okay, here we go. Let's continue here. It's gonna get weird.
My problem with queer theory is not necessarily individuals who ascribe to theory. There are decent people who are Christians. There are decent people. My problem with queer theory is its foundation in postmodernism, and its David Halpern is a pretty big queer theorist, and one of the things he says is that queer is, by definition, against all that is normal. And that's my response too. It's like, I mean, so paying 7% sales tax is normal? So that means if I pay 20% sales tax, that's queer? Is it? I mean, it's no. So the point is that my problem with queer theory is that it is based on a blanket attack on all that is considered normal. And I don't think that is, like, even if I lived in Nazi Germany, it would not be useful to fuck a child. It would not be helpful to fuck a child, even in Nazi Germany. The point, shut the fuck up. The point is, I'm trying to have a reasonable conversation with a reasonable person. The point is,
it's such a crazy line. Even if I lived in Nazi Germany, it would not do me any
my
good
God.
to fuck a child. Is the craziest thing I've ever heard in these spaces. But that's where
that is
these
a crazy
spaces
one.
allow. That's what's kind of fun, actually, about these, you know, the modern marketplace of ideas. Is it gets to a point where a guy goes, even if I lived in Nazi-occupied France, why would I fuck a kid? And people are shouting, I was raped. Like, I don't even know how you talk about this in the history books hundreds of years from now. How do you lay the context for this? It doesn't make any sense.
This whole thing is really schizophrenic, huh?
It's so funny.
It's like, okay.
Oh, God, it's so funny.
We got to go back. We got to go back a second. You sent this to me the other day. How did you find this? How did you stumble on it?
My friend Logo Daedalus sent this to me.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very smart, very funny guy. He DM'd it to me on X. I think he saw that we talked about this a little bit on Lemonparty. He listens sometimes. And he sent me this. I thought this was, like, amazing. So, okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go.
The point is that even within an oppressive, even within a horribly oppressive structure, there are still norms that are worth keeping. And so my problem with queer theory is that one of the problems with queer theory is it is too broad of a, it doesn't have the capacity in its formation from the beginning. It is based on transgressing norms. That's what it's based on. But again, some norms should be transgressed and some norms should not be transgressed.
But it's
That's
actually
it.
not up to you, as it turns out. Which one should be and should not be?
I'll say, representing myself, I'm not going to affiliate myself.
I want to say, too, at this point, because there's 5 minutes left, he has made a clear, stark, delineation between there is being a gay person and then there is being a gay person who advocates for the right to have relations with children and for there to be no age of consent laws. And he thinks those are two totally different things.
They should be.
It absolutely is. He's like, yeah, what does a gay guy have to do with being a pedophile? It makes no sense to me. So the same way, someone can be Jewish and not want, the IDF to go into Gaza and start, just spraying all over the place. And they don't want the death count with kids astronomically high and everything else, right? So, He has made that delineation there. That has been told. He has not said anything homophobic or transphobic, but they are now going to force his hand to now start defining what a woman is, and it gets even weirder here. This is one of my favorite parts, actually. He has not wanted to talk about trans people. He has just wanted to talk about pedophilia and anarchism. They have forced him to talk about trans people. So here we go.
Any particular organization, and that this is personal statement, I desperately want to like you. I have, members of people that are close to me that do either know you or like you in some manner or fashion. But I myself am a trans individual. I identify as
So this person that is speaking, Aaron, is trans. They're a little hard to hear, but this person is trans, and they're saying, I want to like you. Because this is a guy on the left. This is supposedly a fellow comrade, but here we go. Here's the question.
As a trans woman, and I am a woman, and I want to say that I disagree with your ideology on that. Even if you don't proclaim your own ideology, that it promotes exclusion against transgender individuals, and I don't agree with that. I believe that trans women are women, and whether or not I don't even know if you proclaim to that ideology because you don't.
I don't know why this is exclusionary of trans people. I still don't know how they even got there, but here we go. He goes along with it. Whatever.
About it. You avoided in some manner of speaking, so that you didn't show what you're saying in that regard, at least from what I've seen.
Right, which is why this whole thing is I was here to talk about the murder of the planet.
Because y'all made it this way.
And
I guess he was there. He just says he was there to talk about eco-terrorism, I guess, or he was there to talk about global warming and what you can do with anarchy, maybe to attack the people who are destroying the environment and destroying the earth. That's what it sounds like in the context of this.
This whole thing started off as a discussion about climate?
I guess so.
I mean, like,
I guess so. But then he said, you know, when it comes to anarchy, here's why it might not be a good thing.
Took a kind of detour, didn't it?
Well, I mean, in the crowd, Aaron, I think they got one thing on their minds, okay? We're on one train tracks, my friend.
Yeah.
And these types of internet discussions, they always lead to two places. It leads to rape, or it leads to being a neo-Nazi. Those are like the two things you've been allowed to talk about for like 8 years on the internet. No one has any interest in talking about anything other than like the white and black people and like rape and like being a Nazi. Those are the three things. Nobody gives a fuck about anything else, apparently. Nobody's bored. And the trans thing. No one's interested in anything except those four things, I guess.
Isn't that kind of amazing?
It's a satanic sort of civilization. It seems to be crumbling around us, and people only want to talk about the worst things imaginable, pretty much, all the time. Actually, not have discussions about them, fight about them.
No, they definitely want to fight, right? That's all that's left is, you know, find someone who disagrees with you about a controversial topic and like hit them over the head.
Okay. Well, okay. So he's okay. I'm just gonna play it. Here we go.
And yeah, that was my point, is to talk about the murder of the planet. And so I'm gonna. It's time to go.
Got a few more minutes.
Okay. So you're okay, and I have profound respect for your maturity and capacity. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I mentioned Eve Ensler a couple times.
Answer the question.
I mentioned Eve Ensler a couple times, and part of the reason I did, I was hoping that somebody was going to say, you know, Eve Ensler disagrees with you on some issues. And she does. And that's great, because we're both adults. And that's what you do. So I mean, you have presented yourself respectfully, and that's great, and we disagree. Wonderful. And now we have a couple minutes, so if people are going to complain here that I don't say the mantra of trans women are women, can you please define the word woman and define the word trans woman? And before you go, I'm going to say that definitions cannot be tautological. Like a square, you can't say a square is a thing that's a square. We know that. And also,
is that like a mimetic fallacy thing, Aaron? Is that word?
Yeah,
I don't know. Where it's like you can't explain something away by just saying the thing exists.
Yeah, so a tautology, it just means something that explains itself by explaining itself.
Got it.
So
okay.
You say, what is the sun? Well, the sun is the thing we call the sun.
Right.
That's a tautology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be verifiable / falsifiable, such that if I say I'm a vegetarian, and then you say, what did you have for dinner last night? And I say bacon, it's like, that's falsifiable. And this is true. I'm not picking on you. This is generically true for definitions. So if I were going to go to do a protest of Donald Trump, and I were going to say, remove all dams, and he looked at me and he said, okay, great, define remove and define dams, I hope I could do it. So people here are really mad because I don't say trans women or women. So define woman and define trans woman.
I think you're a lovely woman to say. You don't have to.
Well, that's actually not a definition of woman.
Can anybody do it?
You can't look it up.
Yeah, I do look it up. That's right, go ahead, please.
Forgive me, I'm conflicted in how I want to express myself.
I got you.
I would say that a woman is just an identity that is prescribed based on our preconceived notions of our notion of gender. Gender itself is just something that we created arbitrarily. And then trans woman is just another further abstraction from that, in that for some reason we prescribe that sex is related to gender originally. And we have become either, you could say, more progressive or more conservative in that idea on what political ideology prescribed to. But mostly you can say that being a woman is just the notion that we have these specific adjectives or these specific concepts ascribed to one notion. In the same way that being transgender is, for some reason, my sex doesn't match my gender. And because of that, for whatever reason, we have to have this notion that there is something that is transgender, or that is, beyond gender, I guess, or whatever. And that, to me, what is even just gender and being transgender within itself?
I'm sorry, what? Could you, I don't understand your definition of woman. Can you?
Woman is just, it's something that's, it's an amalgamation of things that we decided was a woman. It's just...
No, no, hold on. But if woman is an amalgamation of things we decided are woman, that's tautological. Again, remember, you can't, that's like saying a square is the thing that we decided is a square.
That is the best way that I, and myself, and someone who's young and maybe isn't great at being able to say.
Okay, so can I, if I may say something as somebody who is older and is being respectful with you.
Oh my God, these people.
Like gender. We can see it in the Native culture where they have two-spirit gender. We can see it overseas.
But nobody's still defined.
Anglo-Saxon have very much different ideas of gender, and you put these people into the box based upon specifically the Eurocentric form.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Something you might think about is for the next protest you do is come up with a really succinct.
Oh my God! You
Okay, we have a question up here.
I've been watching this and I'm loving it, and I have to say I really respect their voice and yours.
So this is the penultimate moment for me. This last 30 seconds, they couldn't give a definition for what a woman is, and he doesn't say trans people don't exist. He just says it's different from being a woman. They can't provide a definition for what a woman is. So then he respectfully steps to the side because they're yelling, and he gives this trans person advice and says, next time you do a protest, make sure you write down a very succinct definition of what a woman is. It was actually a very kind moment for this person, and he sees them on this political journey, right? He's not being disrespectful at all. And then there's this, I'm picturing like a 55-year-old white liberal guy, and he's gonna stand up and he's gonna say the liberal mantra, the feel good, like Mr. Rogers adulting type of just nothing expression at the end, which kind of, dude, do you remember this ending part right here? When he stands up at the end, here, I'm gonna rewind it like 10 seconds. Here we go.
Okay, we have a question up here.
I've been watching this and I'm loving it, and I have to say I really respect their voice and yours. My concern here is the labeling and judgment that's going on. If we rise above the labeling, gender as a label, all of these words, why don't we rise above and support each other as Jensen is saying, hey, why don't we support the world?
Jensen isn't supporting us.
But hang on a second, Dad, let me finish. I understand where you're coming from. My point is this. As we question ecological, this mother here, why don't we also realize that we want to support all of the people? Women, whatever label, whatever structure, whatever culture, is coming together in partnership that is nurturing. And I'm saying you guys have understand, you want to have a partnership and acceptance and nurturing. You want to be accepted for what labels you put on you. Let's all rise above shame.
Okay, we got to put up the chairs.
He's the most amazing guy, so that it's over. That's the very last second. It's over. He's the centrist lib guy that stands up and goes, guys, let's rise, quote, let's rise above these words and all support and love each other. Why?
So you know how like after the World War II ended, there were like Japanese soldiers on Pacific Islands who were stranded and they didn't know the war was over, and they like lived into the 1950s and 60s thinking the war was still going on because they hadn't heard Japan surrendered.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that dude is like. Like he doesn't realize that it's the world completely changed. And he's like, no, guys, but let's just drop these stuff. It's like, dude, yeah. You're on an island and you don't understand that's not what it is anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
the turtleneck, 1995, progressive, like liberal, just like standing up and just reciting the Reddit pledge. Guys, let's drop all these labels and just try to love one another. And they start screaming at him. And he goes, no, but Derek, I think, is trying to show love and respect for us, and we should love and they're like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, colonizer.
It's so funny.
No, it's amazing because, like, basically the response to him is, you want us to get along with each other and like live in some sort of society of mutual respect and kindness? Fuck you. We are trying to rip ourselves apart and make life unlivable for everyone. Why don't you get that?
Yeah. It's just such a useless kind of thing to say. You know,
I mean, now it is.
It's a worthless thing to say.
Given that the world has like gone into these identity camps and everyone is fighting to destroy every other camp. That's not going to happen anymore. This putting the words aside or whatever.
Yeah, drop the definitions of things. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. Well, you want me to be like the lilies of the field and do not toil? You want me to sit cross-legged with no shoes, no socks on and do kumbaya? Yeah. Eat shit.
Not gonna happen.
No, I'm not doing that. You're not going to make me do that. Take that ukulele and bash it over your own skull, dumbass.
Yeah, I would take that guy aside and I would just be like, listen, brother, like I get where you're coming from, but your 18-year-old daughter is on OnlyFans.
So it's time to become a Republican.
Yeah, your 16-year-old son is learning how to make a dirty bomb in the basement. Like, it's like you're gonna have to like start stockpiling weapons. Yeah. Like that's your only.
Speaking of weapons, by the way, before you go, what shotgun did you say I should buy? So I did text my wife. I didn't go behind her back and buy it right now because the kids are on vacation with her and the in-laws, and I'm gonna leave here about. I'll have to leave here about 4 or 5 and go get ready, and then I'm gonna meet them. But I texted her this last night. I said, "Honey, it's time to buy a shotgun." Daytime robberies have been going way up in the Valley of Violent crime has gone down across Los Angeles and stuff like that, but like the daytime burglaries have shot way up. Where it seems there's some sort of, the police say it's like a coordinated, like gangs of people that have just learned that they can walk into a house at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with ski masks on and guns, and they hold people at gunpoint and they just take all their shit and then they leave and nothing happens. And then they do it again the next day in like the same neighborhood. Sometimes they rob the same house twice, Weirdly
Oh
enough.
my gosh.
Isn't that
They
crazy?
come in at 3 p.m. That's the time most robberies occur. 3 p.m. They mostly 90% of the time they come to the front door. They don't go through a window. They don't come through the back door. They don't go through a sliding glass door. They come through the front door. They walk up to a house. They knock on the door first. If no one answers, they kick in the door and go in and get your stuff.
What do you think of the Stoger sawed off? I think I might be able to talk her into that. A coach gun?
I mean, that's fine. Like, do you want to do that much drywall though? Like,
What's the matter with
a lot of stuff?
What's the matter with double lot? So the place by me, it was a Stoger coach gun 12 gauge. Obviously, I know my way. So I owned a Mosin Nagant. I owned a Woodmaster, a Remington Woodsmaster 30-06 scoped from the 60s. I used to own my dad's pump action shotgun. I had 2 break barrel shotguns, and I had a Mosin Nagant. The only thing I've never owned is a handgun. I've shot them plenty, but I think that with having 2 little kids, I would just, and obviously I would have a gun lock on the trigger, obviously. And I would have it in a place where they don't even know it existed, nor could they ever get to it. But I just feel a little bit better about having a bigger weapon when there's kids around.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that fair? A shotgun is also a good defense, as a home defense gun, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, like, the best home defense gun, like, you won't be able to do this because you live in California, but
so that's the other thing, Aaron. I did find out that it's apparently a little bit easier to get a shotgun in California.
Yeah, absolutely. The best home defense gun is an AR-15. Those rounds tend not to over-penetrate. It obviously depends on whether you're using soft nose or FMJs or whatever, but you can't get an AR-15 in California. You can get a mini. I think you can get a mini 14, but whatever.
What's the benefit of an AR-15 when it comes to home defense?
Well, for one, the rounds don't over-penetrate, right? So they hit, they tumble, they dump their kinetic energy into the target pretty much. Again, it depends on whether you're using, like, a soft nose bullet or whether you got full metal jacket, steel jacketed rounds. That, and also, you have, multiple shots. You point them quicker. You have a little bit better contact with them.
Do you know the average amount of shots that you need in a home defense type situation?
No, what is it?
What's that?
Are you asking?
Oh, yeah, I'm wondering what it is. Yeah, I'm wondering what it is.
Oh, I have no idea. Until the threat stops moving. I think a face full of buckshot would stop people cold. Most people cold.
Yeah.
I mean, you kill them. You kill them with buck.
Yeah, double lot. So you put double lot maybe in one barrel, bird shot in another.
Yeah, you don't want to shoot someone with birdshot.
Well, that would just be the warning, right?
Yeah, I don't think they would know they've been shot. I don't think most people would know.
My dad,
like with the adrenaline.
My dad's been shot with birdshot. It stung like hell.
Yeah, maybe your adrenaline would be such where you would recognize. I think a lot of like really determined people in the adrenal state.
Oh, sure.
Would just. Yeah, they might not realize. It depends. Like, having a shotgun with birdshot's better than having no gun. I like that Mossberg pump action.
Oh, yeah, let's type that in. Mossberg, was it the 500? I think that's what John Knopf bought.
Yeah, it's a good gun. They make good stuff. I think what the Benelli was a semi-auto. That was a little bit more, I think you said.
Well, I just got to talk my wife into it. So, the price point is definitely a... Look, I would love to go buy a shotgun for $2,000.
Yeah.
You telling me you think I don't want to pretend to be John Wick in the studio?
I don't know anything about the Stoger Go. Like that's a brand I don't really know. They may be great. I just don't know anything about them.
Apparently,
Mossberg.
if you have one of those guns, people call you a FUD. Is that a derogatory? Is that a pejorative in the gun community?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because right, you have all these high-speed motherfuckers with their like staccato 2011s, and then a guy with a double barrel is a FUD. It doesn't really matter what they call you. Like getting shot with a shotgun, like that's a real thing. So who cares what some guy on a forum calls you?
I've really rethought owning a gun since Dennis, Cormac's brother Dennis said that Cormac never left the house without a gun, all like 89 years. And he said leaving the house without a gun was unthinkable to him. Like if he didn't have a gun, he refused to even go outside.
Yeah.
Which I think made me realize how naive I am as a person.
Well, I don't think you're naive. Like,
I'm gullible.
You've gone out. Well, think of the number of times you've gone out in your life and nothing's happened. The odds are in your favor of nothing happening. But if something does happen, then you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had a gun.
California, it's hard to get the open carry.
Dude,
it's hard to get it, though.
It's insane. Like, I've never even visited California. Like, I can't imagine being in a state where you couldn't own a gun.
My dad was going to ship me my guns, but it's too much paperwork. It's too complicated. I don't have the time. So I think I'll just go down to the sporting goods store, and there's like all these forms and stuff I have to fill out, and I have to do the background check. Gosh. And I think they have to know if I'm on medications, and it takes like a couple weeks.
They just do a NICS form. It takes 10 minutes.
I also have to prove that I own a gun lock or a gun safe, something like that.
Yeah, they sell a lot of a lot of firearms. They sell a lock with like a trigger lock. That's not a big deal. You like buy a little lock for it if they want you to have a lock. I think you should do whatever you want to do, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm also trying to think of something my wife could understand as well.
Shotgun's pretty simple, man.
Yeah.
Shotgun's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Women tend to shoot something that has a buttstock on it better. Like everybody shoots anything that has a buttstock better. I wouldn't buy the tactical. I know they look cool, but the tactical shotguns with the like pistol grips and no stock, like all that looks cool, but you want a stock.
Oh,
like that's not an impediment.
Oh yeah.
You want a buttstock.
Oh, I want a buttstock.
Yeah, you want that. You want another point of contact. You want to have a cheek weld. I mean, and also, if Katie had to pick it up, she'd grab it and be able to like go to town. And women tend to shoot, like smaller people in general tend to shoot a weapon that has a buttstock on it better.
I'm trying to see if the chat is recommending any. No, nobody has recommendations for guns except you, Aaron. You're the gun expert. You and Philip are the gun
Philip
guys.
knows more than I'll ever know. But yeah, no, like if your wife like vetoes the Benelli and you can't find a Remington 870, which is my pick out of all shotguns for home defense, I think like that Mossberg was really solid. The ones that I was like, I think I screenshot the thing you sent me.
Okay, well here is what my wife said. I said this at 11 p.m. last night. I think I'm going to register and buy a shotgun at the sporting goods store, and she reacted to it. And I said, I don't know how safe it is really anymore here. And I said, we can get a gun lock that locks the trigger guard so it can't be fired unless you have a key. And I can, I had a place where I could mount it where the kids wouldn't even know it exists. And I said, I think I can buy like a break barrel shotgun for $250. And she didn't respond to it for 10 hours. And she was talking to me about the kids when she woke up and how they were doing. And then she said, Yeah, let's think about it. So it's not a no.
She's from Texas, though. I would think that she wouldn't have any problem with that.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels weird to living in California, especially like a metropolitan area like Los Angeles. You know, it's as big as cities come.
Mm-hmm.
It almost feels like me asking her if like I can get like a mind comm for like a dildo to get fucked in the ass with. Almost, it feels like
just grab a free rape whistle from Jason's stash the next time.
It kind of me asking her if I could buy a shotgun. It almost felt like I was asking her if we could have an open marriage, where I was like, "This is crazy, but what do you think if we brought one in the bedroom? Huh? What if we just kept it under the bed? Huh? Double lot? You know what double lot is? You want to do that?
I think you should, like, we need to work on Katie. We need to work on this situation.
I'm gonna work
need a
on
shotgun.
her. I'm gonna work on her. All the Israelis got guns in my neighborhood. They all got guns. Every one of those damn Jews got guns.
Good. That's good.
The only people I know who own guns in LA are Jews, and they're ready to use them.
They know what's up.
Yeah. You kidding me?
They know what's up.
Yeah. Okay, Aaron, I got your Twitter here pulled up. Is there anything else you want to promote?
No.
Follow at American Gwen on X.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on.
All right.
Get a shotgun. All right. Love you, brother. Okay.
Peace.
Bye.
Aaron Gwynn, everybody, thank you for joining us on the program during this morning into afternoon broadcast. I am Ben Avery. Please sign up at benavery.live to support the show and use Sport Drinks, code Ben Avery, sportdrink.com. You get like 10% off or something like that. Here it is. Here. Sport Drink, everybody. There it is. It's like Gatorade, but without all the crap in it. Okay.